You're listening to Breaking Tables, a Buffalo Fanatics podcast, episode 15, with special guest Dave Lundy. Welcome back to Breaking Tables. This is Brian.
And this is Mark.
Mafia. Mark.
Wow.
Bro.
Wow.
Bro. Did you watch that game last night? Huh? Did you catch it? I think it was on national TV. But
yeah. Buffalo Bills, ever heard of them?
Buffalo Bills on national TV laid that knee down on the Arizona 49ers, bro. Wasn't that a game? That reminded me of like last year's game. The Dallas Cowboys game where just Beasley just went off and Josh Allen just went off.
Yeah, it was nice in front of the whole nation, and ended that Monday night curse.
The score really didn't show much of how that game was. The Bills were dominant, both offense, defense. Mark, where were you last time? We didn't even watch the game. So that's the thing at the first game where we didn't watch together where the Bills won.
Well, long day and everything like that. I finished up work, went to my dad's, watched the game with a nice surround sound by myself.
Nice.
So it was kind of nice. It was like it was like a first. Usually we're all hanging out and stuff, but it was nice to be able to really focus in, just watch football.
Yeah, it was good. It was I had an opportunity to I didn't really drink that much. Had a little wine. And then I ran out of the wine and I switched to this Peruvian, what's that Peruvian drink? Pesco.
And then you ran out of that and you switched to beer and ran out of that.
That was some strong shit. I was like, all right, I want to have a couple of these because I had to hop it on Z-Bot's podcast that was recording last night and it dropped today. If you guys get a chance, you should listen to him. He's very, very informative and a really good podcast. We're more of the funny type.
Another Buffalo Fanatics podcast, so you should definitely check it out.
It started off last night. Okay, we beat the Arizona 49ers 34-24. Okay,
right. But like you said, it's like not an indication of the score, but that's how the Bills always do it. Even if we kill it, the score doesn't show it.
No, I know. I mean, you can chalk it up to garbage points, but not really because we scored and they scored. But anyways, let's break this down to when national TV, the spotlight's on your face, and you see all these self-proclaimed analysts and professionals that are all picking the 49ers to win. Vegas, they thought that they were favored like what point?
1 point. That's crazy. Point. That's crazy to me.
Crazy. If you bet on the Buffalo Bills, you made some money. I promise you. And that would have been the smartest bet. Peter probably would have been like, "Oh yeah, definitely take that bet."
No doubt. I mean, we have our starting quarterback. All of our teams pretty much healthy. They're missing their quarterback. They're missing Greg Kittle, George Kittle. He's they
were banged up. They're definitely banged up. You're right.
And we're in a neutral ground, so it's like a little bit of a slap in the face there. But I'll take those odds any day if I see that.
Yeah. There was a lot stacking up against them, and talk about showing people, what's up. You're the one to pick the 49ers. Well, guess what? Was it Booger was the only one who picked the Bills? So he was smart. He was just like, no, the Bills are going to win. Bills are going to destroy these guys. So I'm glad he did. Thank you. Shout out to Booger for doing that.
Yeah, so that's crazy. but this is one of those Josh Allen games, just carry the team on your back, my boy.
Well, it started off weird. Okay, we marched down the field. And
it was
we went for a 4th and 1 or fourth and it was like 4th and 1, I think. We were down to like the 5-yard line or something, probably even further than that. No, yeah, 4th and goal.
We were at the 1-yard line.
So it was 4th and goal, and they tried to go for it, turnover on downs, and then they marched down the field. We stopped them on their 4th and goal, and then Zach Moss fucking fumbles that ball.
Yeah, I was talking to one of my friends in one of the fantasy football group chats. Just neutral ground, just talking about it. It's like that was the first time I think I've ever seen 2 goal line stands to start a game, and then a fumble. It was like,
I know,
and they refused. The 49ers refused to throw the ball. They were just scared for Mullins to throw the ball in the red zone. They ran it like 7 out of the 8 plays they were in the red zone in that 7-play series or 9-play series with the fumble involved. and then they threw it on their final
Another
fourth
touchdown.
down for the touchdown.
What the fuck? I mean, you gotta admit that was a good play. The defense was just kind of like, it started off where it was, oh fuck, man. You know, I get that curdling feeling in your stomach, like what happened last year against the when we played the Cowboys on Thanksgiving, where they scored first, and it's like, oh god, national TV. And then you gotta love what Josh does. He comes out there and Zach Moss benched. Dable's okay, let Josh Allen fucking throw the ball. No one's running it. And mind you, 60 yards on the ground and another 20 in the air. So Singletary did what he had to do, but Josh Allen, 80% completion, 375 yards, 375. People can bitch, well, why didn't you get 400? Well, you can go fuck yourself. 375 and 4 touchdowns. Hey, can anybody say AFC Player of the Week? Hands down. Again.
Yeah.
MVP talk. Come on, people. Oh, he's a dark horse to become the MVP. Dark horse. No. Do you even watch a Bills game? Do you watch? Have you ever watched Josh Allen besides his highlights?
Do you watch football even?
Bro, do you watch football?
Bro, but I have never seen a coach or a team set up a touchdown play on 7 straight runs in the red zone. I mean, he's definitely playing chess with that one. I mean, setting up one pass play with 2 different possessions and all running plays. That's a little crazy.
Why wouldn't you though? Obviously our glaring weakness is the running defense, is that line. But these boys were hungry that game. It was a scrapyard. That first quarter was a fucking brawl. Even when we were up 14-7.
Yeah. Man, it was just like a backyard football to start it off a little bit, and then it got settled in, and the Buffalo Bills came out and did what they had to do. They started showing out. They had the resiliency to keep it going.
Sorry, 17. So, yeah, we went up 17-7. That's right. Bass had that field goal. Tyler Bass still doing his thing.
He's not ass.
He's not ass.
He's came into his own. He had a little rough start, but, things have been pretty good since the shaky start that he had.
Not bad for a rookie. Keep it up, man. So this is where like the announcers, they're always looking at Stephon Diggs. Then here comes Cole Beasley, fucking right off the bat, third and Cole Beasley, bro. You gotta love this kid. And so these announcers are like, oh, that's all they ever do is look at Stephon Diggs. And then here's Cole Beasley start just showing the NFL, showing the Cowboys, sucks that you lost me, and now I'm on a good fucking team.
Yeah, what the Buffalo Bills have for a wide receiving core right now is really good, man. It's with John Brown out, the next man steps up, and you got to give props to Gabe Davis right now. He's killing it. Every time he gets an opportunity, that man catches the ball, secures it. He's not fumbling. I haven't seen him have any drop passes. He's had touchdowns taken back from him on penalties, and he just goes out there, puts his head down, and keeps grinding. And I'm looking forward to seeing him on the Buffalo Bills for years to come.
Gabe Davis, 3 receptions for 68 yards. That's averaging 22.7, and that fucking beautiful touchdown. That was, tell me, he was just smoked the linebacker and got wide open. I don't know where the corner was on that play, but it was brutal. That was dangerous, brutal, and you're right. He's only a rookie, Mark.
And he's just making the most of every time he has a opportunity. He's going out there and he's killing it.
He's a number 4 receiver.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs, Cole Beasley, and Gabe Davis.
Yeah. And then right 4. Now
and he's got to be averaging some 10 plus yards, at least minimum receptions. Let's lose some stats here. What is his minimum receptions per game? It's got to be close. I would say 10, maybe even 15 plus yards, because every one of those are pretty damn fucking good, bro.
You're talking about from just this game in general or his season?
All season. Anytime he's gotten the ball, I don't think he's dropped one. He hasn't dropped one. Makes amazing catches. Got hands like nothing. He should teach Dawson Knox how to catch a ball. And he's always getting chunk yard plays, 10, 15 plus yard plays every time.
This year he has 25 receptions, 422 yards, 16.9 yards per reception, and 5 touchdowns. But I did the breaking tables stats for Gabe Davis. We call that the BTS, And the BTS for Gabe Davis is actually 8 touchdowns. And I would give him an extra 100 yards on those catches that get taken back.
A few of them got taken back by bullshit, questionable at best fucking penalties. But of course.
So 500, I'd say around 500 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns for the breaking table stats.
And we're going to have this squad for at least if we keep if we keep John Brown next year, he's good. He's a free agent at the end of next year. What if has any team had 4 1,000-yard receivers? What?
No, I don't think
3. I think 3 might have been at one time. We could easily Google that one too. I'm pretty sure I Googled it one night when I was drinking. I was like, wow, one or two teams done this?
Yeah, 4 would be, I would have to say that has to be a first, because if you have 4,000-yard receivers and then you just have even anybody else catching any footballs, that's going to be
6,000 yards a year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So 4 would be insane.
Definitely doable. Josh has that ceiling. He's getting better too. That's the scary thing about it. And I'm in love with it. I love it because he's getting better. It's his 3rd year.
Yeah, this is he has 3 games this year with 300 plus passing yards and 4 plus touchdown passes, and it's the most in a season in Bills history. And he didn't even have a 300-yard passing game or 4 touchdown passes in any of the games in his first 2 seasons. So, and he's done that, the 304 in 3 games this year without doing that at all.
Yeah, just our offense is a high caliber, high powered offense. And now that we got this running game, 2nd game in a row where our running game is doing all right, minus the fact that Zach Moss fucked up.
Yeah, that was
it's putting
painful.
a lot of open guys open because they don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, when that happened with Zach Moss, that was deflating, and it's just a big swing in points, and for us to be able to bounce back and not let that
the way we did, we just came back. Josh Allen's like, I got this. Stay in the truck.
Think about the gut punches. We went and we're stopped on their 1-yard line. So we give up the ball. They drive it 99 yards. We stop them, and that's supposed to be when you're happy. 1 play later, the fumble happens, and then they score. So it's just like punch after punch, and then you regroup as a team, and that just shows you what this team can do with adversity, just right through it.
All right, so we are blaming Zach Moss for that fumble, though.
I'm blaming Zach, yeah.
Okay, yeah, we all saw that. I think it was in his chest, and he just didn't expect it. I don't know what happened. He gets paid to be a running back to get the handoff. I don't think it was that bad. I don't think it was bad. I don't know. We have to watch that replay, but
yeah, we're gonna have to
Zach
go back.
Moss, you fucked up, kid.
Well, I love
you. I think you're a good running back. You have a great future. Just 1 play, and that will humbleize you. Welcome to the NFL.
I think everybody saw the same thing because they benched him after that.
Yeah.
He had like 6 carries all game to 18 for Singletary.
Total 5 yards. They ran him. I think they played him again in third quarter or something just to give Singletary rest. And he ran a 5-yard up the gut. It was good. It was it.
Everyone was getting banged up at the beginning of the game too. Beasley was banged up. Zach Moss was banged up. First drive, I'm talking. The Singletary got banged up. It was a lot going on that first drive. The first quarter was pretty interesting. I haven't seen a first quarter like that in a long time.
I'm glad that Knox got another touchdown back to back. Okay,
two straight weeks, baby.
Lee Smith could have gotten that touchdown too. Now, all right, maybe
he's not athletic.
Allen was trying to, all right, thinking he's going to keep on going, and like he stops, and then he has to reach for that ball because they're not on the same page. That would have been another touchdown. Put it on. That's a breaking table stat. BTS. Josh Allen. That's 5. Another like 20 yards. So he had 400 yards, 5 touchdowns.
There you go.
BTS stats, baby.
Gotta love BTS stats. So Diggs hit 1,000 yards.
Yeah, that's we still have 5 games to go.
Yeah.
We have 5 games to go, and it's like all this. Mind you, and we found out the Steelers lost. This is like Tuesday was a good day. Granted, I wish Steelers probably would have won, so we would have came in there, bust their teeth in. But either way, I think that's going to be awesome. This victory was awesome, and I'm pumped, and I can't wait for Sunday night. But before we get into the Steelers, obviously, because we have a lot to talk about in that game. Just Mark, besides Cole Beasley, who would your MVP be? But you can't say Josh Allen.
I can't say Josh Allen.
Say Cole Beasley. Okay, wait. A lot of players did good.
I'll pick a defensive player.
Boom, defense.
I'm actually gonna just do the safety unit. I think that Poyer and Hyde were at the ball all game, even coming into the line and making tackles in the box and at the goal line. One of the goal line tackles straight up was Hyde got to him first, and then Poyer came and finished him off. I just think that our Bills safeties are top tier in the league, and they played a really good, like, unsung hero type of game that game. Even with them running the score up with the garbage points, they were kind of held in check. There wasn't any deep balls. No one's trying to test them.
Yeah, Mark, I agree with you that we have that was the 2019 anti-missile defense Buffalo Bills safety unit that we saw. Yeah, granted, Mullins had respectable, what do you have? 316 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So yes, the guys were just covering guys. Levi Wallace kind of got beat up a little bit. You saw him; he got made fun of a little bit. He was in position. But he looked like a step back every time, though. Every time he was just a step away. That's that. I think that we definitely got to address that one. Maybe what's going on with Josh Norman when he gets back in, that's going to add a little fire intensity, a little bit more of a matchup. So
yeah,
keep out right after that.
Don't forget about Norman. Yeah, he's coming back, boys.
I know my MVP, and I can't say obviously what you said, and Josh Allen, Cole Beasley, and pretty much everybody in the offense minus the offensive line. It's going to be the entire defensive line, because the entire defensive line stopped a San Francisco high octane running team from running the ball. Wilson had more yards than Monster. Wilson had 7 carries for 47 yards. He was averaging 6.7 yards per carry. That just tells you that they wanted the run, but they couldn't do anything. So they had to rely on Mullins. Monster had 9 carries for 42 yards. No touchdowns, because our defensive line was just shutting these. They're blowing offensive lines. No sacks, but they were just plugging every single hole. And our linebackers were just all over the field. Our safety units, our cornerback units, our whole secondary were just the whole team was working like a good defense should be working. I'm proud. I'm happy that they got out of their funk. Honestly, if it was the first year, like 2-3 game of the year defense, I'd be kind of worried about this game, but here we are.
I also got to give some props to the offensive line. Josh was pretty clean in the pocket all game, aside from that 1 sack he took. He had a lot of time. He didn't take many hits at all in the pocket. He was able to roll out, and a lot of his yardage and big plays was coming out on the rollout on the right side. Yeah,
the announcers were adamant
all over
saying that.
All over that.
I think every time Josh Allen had the ball in his hands, oh look, he ran out to the side, and we kept on saying you can't stop him out there. He's just so dangerous. It's like, yeah, we got it. We heard it the first 10 times.
Now next game he's going to be rolling to the left.
Yeah, I know, got him.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious, and yes, the entire offense was just unbelievably good. Okay, unbelievably good. And the only time I can say, except for the offensive line, was the entire offensive line. Yeah, when they get the penalty, Morrison has snapped the ball, and the entire offensive line went off. And they're like, "All right, penalty on the entire offensive line." Is what the ref said. I thought that was hilarious, dude.
I love it when they say that.
I know, and not everyone does. Not all the refs are hoity-toity and stuff, but it's cool they can have poke a little fun like that.
For me to summarize it, I think full team win. Everybody played in unison, and with the garbage points, if you watch the game, you could tell how the game played out. So if you're just looking at the scorecard, and you're gonna write the Bills off, and that's what a lot of these analysts do. They're not all watching all the Bills games. They're forced to watch this last one, so maybe that'll change some of their opinions. But it's just an average Bills game where they give up garbage points and they let it look like it was closer than it was on the box score.
Yeah. No, you're spot on. There's those big plays. We gotta find something to do with that, because we're gonna start seeing some pretty good offenses, and especially the playoffs. We're not that far away. I mean, we do have 5 games left. That's still time to. Let me say that again. We were only 5 games away. A lot of time left, and then we got playoffs.
I don't think it's 5 games, Brian.
Steelers, Broncos,
9-3. So that's
Patriots. Okay, 4, and then all right, 4 games left.
Say it again.
4 games left of the year, and we're going to the fucking Super Bowl. Next take. Here's a. We'll come back to that. I'm not deleting that. I'm keeping that whole fucking thing in there. The funniest thing I saw was, like, they had to call out Cole Beasley his 130-yard fucking performance on
Oh,
national TV. 33rd touchdown, most all time by a NFL player that's 5'8" and shorter. Come on, guys. Really? Like who? Like, all right, some nerd isn't, in the back pencil room. Here's a fun little fact.
Factoid.
He's 5'8". No one else has that many touchdowns. 5'8" and shorter.
Just let him enjoy his moment.
I know, really. You got to go. You got to like bust the monies down.
I saw that too. It said something like they had a big picture of him, and it said something like short.
So I remember when McDermott during practice last year? It was the went up there, and I think last year they were up in St. John Fisher, and they're referring to his wide receivers as the Smurfs.
Oh yeah, they had some kind of funny. They had some short wide receivers for a while though. I don't think we had anybody 6 foot or taller.
Dave's logging in right now. Hold on one second. Let me just add him here.
What's up, gentlemen?
Hello.
Hey, Brian, how's it going?
Nah, pretty good, my man. I'm glad you can jump on. So just a little quick tidbit. I'm recording right now, but I can edit all this out. This is just strictly for our podcast.
Okay.
So the video we can do whatever we want on the video. It's not going to go on the video or on live stream or anything.
Okay. Okay. None of this. I can't show off my fancy Bills.
No, you totally can. We'll have the video still. We're doing it for audio purposes, but
got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I mean, if you want us to post a video, brother, we're down.
Right on. Yeah, maybe we'll keep some of it. I'm sure we'll have some good stuff. Mac Agana. Okay, what do I call you, Mac?
I'm Mark. Yeah, Mark.
Okay, Mark. Okay, Mark. Pleasure to meet you.
Yes, sir. Nice to meet you, Dave.
Mafia, this is Dave Lundy, author of Squish the Fish. So if you haven't heard of that, let me tell you, got it right here, brother. Got my little notes, my little segments in there, footnotes. Dave, what a fucking awesome book. It just brought back feelings of my life prior to my wife, and I've seen it around for a bit, especially when we were down here in tailgating last year. Some guy was walking around with the book trying to promote it. It might have been you if you've been down to a Dolphins game down here.
Probably a very good chance. Or my buddy Rob, he goes up there from Binghamton all the time. He's a season ticket holder. So Rob Collins, I'll throw a shout out to him. He's always promoting Squish the Fish for me. Great buddy, and huge Bills fan like myself.
That's awesome. So Mafia, if you haven't even heard about this book, I'm sure you have. You've seen the book. This book right here. That's going to be the cover for our episode this week. Just so we can get it out there. I'm sure people will be happy to see that or be familiar with it at least. It's I was telling Mark because Mark was sick a little bit, so he didn't get a chance to get into it as much as I did.
I'm not a fast reader either. Brian just zooms through this stuff.
And it's all these different lives intertwining to this one common goal. That's just watching the Bills 95 when they played the Miami Dolphins. And it's just the stories of each character. And it just reminds you like, if I was a schizophrenic, that would be that's me. This book was me, Dave.
Yeah. I mean, it was a lot of fun writing it. I took it from a little bit of reality. I was at this game. It really happened. This is back from any of your listeners or viewers, if they remember Brian Cox back in the mid to early 90s, was pretty much the biggest enemy of Buffalo that you could imagine. They had a hate relationship with each other. He came out, he flipped it, I think in 93. And this, my book takes place in 95, like you said, Brian. And this is us kind of the two worlds colliding, Miami and Buffalo, the white collar, the blue collar, the rich and beautiful, the party guys. Let's go crush it. We know about football, and all these worlds colliding in a fun and amusing way. At least I think.
Yeah, it was for the lack of a better word, amusing. It's just I got to watch myself because I don't want to like say too much about it. It's just, but when you start reading it, when you open up the credits and you start actually getting into it, they're broken down into the lives, and eventually it just they meet in the middle. They meet and just it's humor. It's a lot of sex, a lot of love and rock and roll. Bill's Mafia, Western New York. Definitely you can tell you're from, you definitely are from upstate New York. Just the way it was written, the way the fan base so well. I thought it was a really good read.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I pretty much took my three favorite things: beer, the Buffalo Bills, and boobs, and put them all together. And I mean, you really can't. And speaking of beer, I think I should probably crack a cold one. Maybe we should all do that. I don't know if we got one. You got one, Mark, there too? Oh, we got the water tonight. Yep, I saw your fridge. I was watching an episode. Hilarious. There we go. Oh, you got the Bud Light as well, right on?
Hey, Dave, at least he didn't take 40 seconds to get a beer this time. The last time he tried doing that, it was just his hand was in the fridge the entire time, just trying to grab a beer.
It was like taped shut, this box. Okay, so me and Brian live in Florida, and I don't know if they even do this in Buffalo. I've never seen it. They cut the 24 packs in half, and then they tape them shut and sell them as 12 packs. So it was just stuck in there. I was just trying to dig it out and watch the screen for we watched it back and we timed it. It was like a full minute it took me to get a beer.
And I am texting my maid to bring me a bottle of Peruvian Pesco.
Oh, lovely. I like
and I'm when I mean my maid, I mean my beautiful, lovely wife who knows that I'm recording in the studio here.
So Dave, how often have you been to the South Florida area? Because we're both transplants, so we kind of get that mix of both feels. So I'm just wondering on your end.
Yeah. I mean, I visited down there as a kid. I'm a huge fan of Key West. I actually went there for 2 weeks during the last 2 weeks of June. Right when things were starting to open up again. I was in Miami briefly, down on South Beach, on Ocean Boulevard there, and it was a little bit chaotic. I socially distanced. Notice my Labatt Blue mask I got here from. I'll give a shout out to the North Star, which is the Bills Backers Bar in San Francisco. Great freaking bar. Mark, thanks for supporting us for so many years. I love getting down to Florida when I can. Funny enough, I've actually never been to a Dolphins game in Miami. I've been to quite a few in Buffalo. So it was my goal this year. I wanted to come down. I was pretty close to coming. I was actually living in Austin at the time. I'm back in San Francisco now. And second game of the year, thought about flying down there, getting a box, but we decided not to. So next year is my goal. Things get back to normal, I hope.
Next year, buddy.
Yeah, this year, Mark and I went. We were one of the 13,000 folks that were allowed to go. Unfortunately, they didn't have any tailgate, so you didn't miss too much on the tailgate portion. And being a Bills fan, you got to know what tailgate is, or it's in your blood. The tailgate. You don't watch football and not tailgate.
Yeah, that's why I was like, okay. So I'm talking to the saleswoman, and for the Dolphins, and she's like, "All right, you can get a box, $800 a person. That's the cheapest." And I was like, I gotta be with my, my mafia. Like, how am I not, how can I go to Miami and not smash through a table or pound a beer on my head? Or what, light myself on fire, or who knows what?
Ketchup, hot dog all over yourself. You get crazy if you want.
I mean, if I can't hang with Pinto Ron, then what are you going to do? Speaking of Pinto, do you have any idea? It's a crazy year, right? Like
we saw him. No, we saw him. There was a party the Saturday night before. At what was it, Jimbo's in Fort Lauderdale?
No, it was called Bo's Beach, and
Beach.
The Miami backers threw their party there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. The Miami South. What's Bills backers Miami? They threw their party get together, and Pinto Ron was there. Of course, we all took pictures. Yes. We had Josh Allen with us right here.
Nice. The GOAT.
Yeah. which they wouldn't allow us in the stadium with the goat.
It's just a hat.
Those Baptists, if it was a dildo, you could sneak it in, but you can't take in a goat for the. What's wrong with these?
Yeah, I think they were definitely giving us grief, knowing that there were just so many Bills fans compared to the Dolphins fans. And if you're one of the lucky few to see your Bills this year, you got to be fortunate. And I'm glad that I got to saw them. We get to see them. That was
Josh Allen's
surreal.
first 400-yard game too. That was one of his breakout performances we got to watch in person. So can't forget that.
That is awesome. Yeah, definitely. He's coming to his own this year. Like the whole team is. I've been impressed. The game, last night. What a great pickup Stephon Diggs was too. I mean, I think he just finds a way to get open, and Josh just maturity now. I mean, they're a freaking rock solid.
Their
team.
Offense is running on all cylinders, Dave. Mean, you've got Stephon Diggs coming in, one person making a huge difference, and we still have John Brown and Cole Beasley, two starting studs, and now Gabriel Davis coming into the mold. Wow, look out. NFL, you've been put on notice.
Yeah. Just constant growth from Josh Allen. It has not stopped. And I don't know where his ceiling is, but even where he's at right now, he's the type of quarterback that can take you to the promised land. You build around him. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing where this season goes in the next few years, and I'm still hopeful for a Super Bowl. I'm a little bit older than you fine gentlemen. I was listening to one of your previous podcasts, and I think you kind of maybe missed out on part of the glory years, so to speak, and went through the years of suffering. I don't know which is worse, to have experienced those glory years and then have this is a horrible thing to say, but man, the Monday Night Football loss they had against the Cowboys, over 10 years ago, I was like, I don't know if I can take this anymore. I've had some friends and they're like, I can't do it. I've been kicked in the nuts way too many times. And I'm like, you know what? We got to just stick by our team. We're going to go root for them. Things are going to turn around one day. And I think we're there, and I'm looking forward to at some point partying with you all in downtown Buffalo during a parade. And
absolutely. I just reconfirmed my reservation at the Marriott, February 9th through the 12th.
All right. You're locked in. All right.
I'm locked in. We're actually going to the Super Bowl too this year. Mark, myself, one of my buddies who lives down in Tampa. He's got a really nice boat, and he rented a dock slip right down right where the Super Bowl festivities are going to be. So we're doing a live stream on the boat for Super Bowl, and it's going to be for the Bills too. We already have an Airbnb, so we're planned. We are planned.
And if the Bills are in that game, I'm not sure I'll be able to stop myself from finding a way to get a ticket into the game.
Oh yeah.
Dave, little tidbit about us. So I'm 36. Okay. I've experienced, I've not really come to age for the Super Bowl years. I knew around me what was going on. Yeah. I knew that they were watching the Bills. I remember the wide right kick, and I started coming of age during Doug Flutie years. The Flutie Flakes. He was my quarterback. I have 3 of his jerseys that I wear religiously. Hang one up, one that signed, and you got, of course, the Flutie Flakes. So that was my quarterback. I remember. When mine came to fruition of remembering a quarterback, I'd have to say, Doug Flutie. And then we went through the horrible years in the 2000s, and it's a blessing. It's a blessing to have this team come back, a team that we all love so much, back to being on top. And after last night's victory, putting the NFL on notice. It's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to show you since I knew you were a Flutie fan. So there's this golf tournament in Lake Tahoe here in California every July. And so we go up. It's awesome. It's right on the lake, right in South Lake where the casinos are. Everybody brings their boats up to the beach. It's a party. The players are rolling by. They're throwing footballs. They're signing them. They're throwing them back. They're shooting hoops, and just having a blast. And so Have you guys seen this flag before by any chance? It's a little bit of a misprint.
Oh, I've seen that, the NHL thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. One of my friends got me this as a joke, but I do have Frank Reich signed it right here. He played,
Nice.
and then I know you're not gonna be able to see it, but Flutie signed it here as well. So that was kind of an honor to meet both those gentlemen on the course and say hi and thank them for everything.
That is really cool. That's an awesome flag, and two great, outstanding players and people in general to meet, interact with, and play golf with, of all things, and then get them to sign a Bills jersey or a Bills flag that you just happen to have.
Yeah, and so they didn't have it this year, obviously 2020, but 2019 they had it, and we knew Josh Allen was there, and so we were going through the casinos and we heard from someone, he's like, Josh is over, playing blackjack, blah, blah, blah. So me and two other Bills fans, we had our Bills stuff on, and we roll up to him and his girlfriend and playing blackjack and probably scared the crap out of him. But we're like, hey, Bills Mafia, what's up, Josh? And so he gave us fist pumps, and then we left him alone. But I missed him out on the course. My buddy found him, so I didn't get it signed I didn't have the flag.
Oh man,
but that sounds like the same story. I ran into Josh too, and I didn't. It's the same thing. Like I run into him. He was with his girl, Brittany, and we were in Miami during Super Bowl weekend for the Rough and Rowdy. They had a fight for Barstool. They do all this amateur fighting thing. Him, Jim Kelly, and Ryan Fitzpatrick, and a lot of other guys were there. And I just saw Josh. I was walking by, and I did a double take. I'm like, no way. So I run over there, and I'm just like, I had to shake. It was right before all the COVID stuff, so I shook his hand and let him go on his way. Just like an honor, just to meet the guy. I don't want to bother him too much.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I get that. I felt the same way. Yeah. Yeah,
I wasn't even gonna ask for a picture or nothing. I just was happy just to be able to say I ran into him, met him, and one day I'll tell him that story when I really do get to meet him.
My buddy on the course went and saw him, and it's pretty funny. So my buddy, he grew up in Orchard Park, so he's even a bigger fan of me. Maybe I can tell my story about how I became a Bills fan. I grew up in Binghamton, New York, which is not Bills country. But my buddy is talking to him on the course, and he's like, take a picture. And my buddy's taking all these photos, and Josh is trying to shake his hand. and my buddy's dissing him because he doesn't realize it. It's kind of funny. He's like, hey.
Awkward.
Yeah, exactly. So I make fun of my buddy Gray about that.
Now, Dave, I got to ask, you definitely do sound like a fun person that I would love to have a drink with. Back to your book, Squish the Fish. Okay.
Yep.
I've got to ask. Now, of all the characters in that book, okay, for example, Zabka, that's me. That's me all day. I'm that guy that addresses the elephant in the room 100% of the time. No filter. I am Zabka. Whenever it's I love this part. Which one is you? I got to ask, which one is you, Dave? Hey, can you answer that? Wink. Can you wink twice?
Oh, I just did.
You wink twice if you're Robert or Bob, whatever you want to call yourself?
I mean, I definitely, if I had a choice of those two, even they're the same character, by the way, I would rather be Bob. I think, but can neither confirm nor deny that. And ex-girlfriends, they might come after me if I, say who that character might be loosely based on. And
allegedly, you're Bob.
Who knows of the Jennifer character? Does she exist? Does she not exist? Does she,
I must say, she's a bitch. Holy shit.
She's got her quirks, right? Yeah, absolutely. No, I love it. I love hearing from readers about what they think.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting on just some of the stuff, especially I was talking to Mark about the part where he's driving down in the Ford Bronco, and Robert and Jennifer were on the way to sneak away. This is after she did something to Robert
right
while he was sleeping, and then they all just they're trashing the limousine with the Miami folks, thinking it was like probably Dan Marino, whatever. And they get in like a little confrontation, a little accident, and they look at each other like, wait, is that you? No. It's meeting like friends, growing up together, and it's Buffalo is such a big city, but a small town where you're gonna run into each other, and it's just you're like, oh my God, it's you. And then you drop everything what you're doing to just like we're getting fucked up. We were getting drunk. We're gonna have some laughs. We're not gonna remember most of it, but I guarantee it's gonna be a good time.
Yep. And God bless. It's a blessing and a curse, the 4 a.m. Drinking time that Erie County has, which destroyed me and my friends many times in college. It's like, why are we drinking Wild Turkey shots at 3:30 in the morning? This makes no sense. But then you do it again, you swear it off, and you do it over and over again. But that bar that they go to, Third Base, really existed. Me and my buddies used to go there all the time. It's right off of Main Street, off the city campus. So I don't know if you guys went to UB at all or not, or UB.
Yeah, I lived right down the street from the Steer. I went to Alfred State, but I went to UB for a semester. Then I dropped out for drinking reasons, of course. And we'd 5-minute walk to the Steer, and that was our bar.
So funny you bring that up. So I'm writing my next book. It's a prequel to Squish the Fish. So Squish the Fish takes place a couple years after college for these guys, 1995. I'm now writing, hopefully, Brian, you would like this. It's going to have Zabka in it. It's going to have Bob is in it, and a whole new cast of idiots, knuckleheads, and it's their last year in college. And so how did these fools become the complete degenerate knuckleheads that they are?
What was the root to all evil?
and the book is called Zero Fucks Given.
Oh, right. And can we ask so the viewers can when does this bad boy get published out?
It's I'm a busy guy. I got a lot of things going on, like drinking beer and being on podcasts and
thank you,
running around. So it's definitely in progress. If you want to check it out, I got some previews. I've been right in the beginning of it. Still a work in progress. Probably another year, to be honest. But if you go to bottomsuppublishing.com, you can take a read of the first 8 or so scenes I've written. You will definitely know Zabka right off the bat. He makes an impression on the waitress at the Steer. So I came back to where I was going with this, Brian. I almost forgot. I went on a tangent. But yeah, so the Steer is the opening scene for Zero Fucks Given. And it's going to be a 2-part. It's going to be fall semester and spring semester. I got so much material up in this silly inebriated head of mine that it's going to take 2 books to get all this craziness out.
Wow,
yeah.
So Dan, what did you ever think about making it into a TV show / movie?
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I was like, well, when's the movie drop, bro?
We have a Zabka right there, and
yeah, we got a Zabka character. Yeah. So I would love to. I mean, the book has been doing Squish the Fish, A Tale of Dating and Debauchery on Amazon.com has been freaking ripping up the charts, doing really well. That's the thing. I'm trying to find everybody who's read it is like, this needs to be a movie. This is like Buffalo. This is Animal House meets this, The Hangover meets American Pie. And so, I'm hoping, one of these days we keep promoting it, it'll get some notice and we turn it into a movie. That's a dream of mine. So we'll just keep at it.
Cool. Let us know. We're ready to go.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Absolutely right. And what shouldn't be center stage other than Buffalo, New York and the Bills? Like, it's like the ultimate underdog story. And it's everything that is beautiful about this world. That's Buffalo to me, man. It's got a special place in my heart. I grew up in Binghamton, New York, and I won't go through my whole story, but I ended up, after a couple of colleges, ending up at the University of Buffalo. Probably the best decision of my life. And I'll tell you, I grew up a New York Giants fan. So that's probably not going to hold a great place in your heart. I know. So
I don't hate the Giants.
Yeah, they're NFC. I never heard of them.
And they beat Brady twice. So.
Exactly.
They did. Thank you, Mark.
So my favorite thing to say to another tangent is when I meet a Patriots fan, is I can always congratulate them on their 18-1 season. I'm like, oh my God, 18-1, like that's incredible. Like, who goes 18-1? Like, that's amazing. I'm like, so I like to do that. Then they want to punch me in the face, and then but that's okay. Because through them, they're the Patriot. We hate them all way around. But Eli doesn't always win Super Bowls, but when he does, he beats the Tom Brady and the Patriots. So anyways, I grew up in Binghamton, New York. My dad, he wasn't a fan of football or anything like that. So I just you either were a Jets fan. This is back in the 80s. So just to give you guys some history, the Bills sucked. I mean, the Bills were horrible in the early 80s. They went 0 for the 70s, right, against the Dolphins.
In the 1970s? What was that, Dave? Yeah.
Did you know that the Bills went 0 for the 70s? They went 0-20 against the Dolphins in the 1970s.
Wasn't wow. How many years? It was
10 years.
10 years?
10 years. 10 years. In 1980, they finally beat the Dolphins. They tore the goalpost down in Buffalo. It was the first game of the season. Anyways, the Bills I didn't even really know that they were a professional football team when I grew up, because nobody was a Bills fan in Binghamton. And so you either were a Giants or a Jets fan. Thank God I picked the Giants, not the Jets. I mean, God, they're horrible. Anyways, so first Super Bowl, I hate to admit it, I was rooting for the Giants. I did not live in Buffalo yet, but then I went to UB, and they played the Redskins. That was the second Super Bowl, and we all know the result of that. And I still wasn't quite a Buffalo fan, but then I went to a Monday night football game. It was the Bills against the Giants, and I just experienced that whole stadium. And I got that feel, that energy. And then I became a Buffalonian, and I went to all these tailgates, and I was like, these people are salt of the earth. This is what Nirvana is like. You go to these tailgates, and I was blown away. I was won over, and then the team was awesome. And then like I said, the game that I write about here is the one against the Dolphins in '95. And me and my buddies really did dress up like Brian Cox. And my buddy, he came up with the whole thing to mock him for his backboard, his neck guard thing.
Yeah.
Bills fans at first didn't understand we were mocking them, and they were throwing beer cans at us and snowballs, and we're like, no, man, we're totally mocking you. NBC, nobody blows cocks. Dolphins suck, but
yeah, once you started getting there, people were like, "This is awesome."
So you're telling me you went to a Giants versus Bills games as a Giants fan, and you were converted?
I was. I just
wow.
I felt like that was the start of it. Let's just say that was a start. I would say, but you go to that tailgate and you just see the fans and the energy. I wouldn't say that was total conversion. The conversion part came for the game that I wrote about, when I'm like, all right, this is it, man. You just feel it, and it got us.
The whole stadium is just roaring. I can't imagine. I was probably 8, 9. No, I was 11 years old then, so I still haven't gone to my first Bills game.
Yeah, we were all different ages or stages here, because I was born in just a full losing stage until we didn't make playoffs until I was 20 years old for the first time. And you lived through the 90s of watching the Bills when they had Kelly, and then you like you said, you started with Doug Flutie and stuff. So same thing for you, basically all losing.
Yeah, the crappy part for me was, I was just started to like, and I lived in Buffalo for a little while after college too, and I was like, okay, this is the team. Like this is where my true heart is, because I didn't grow up in Manhattan or what. I didn't really have any allegiance to the Giants. Let's face it. But then you have everyone in the community like rally around the Bills, and you're like, this is the shit. These are the people. And now I live here in San Francisco. We go to the Bills backer bar. Everybody knows everybody. We're doing the shout song. We're just each other. People are crying when we made it to the playoffs for the first time, and it's like, and then I met all these great people from Buffalo that I didn't even know when I lived there, and we're all just good buddies. So, I just love the whole community. I love the team. You can't beat it. You can't.
And we travel deep too. It's very rare that an actual home team, that if we're away, that home team actually has that full quote unquote home team advantage, because we just travel so deep and we're so loud, so obnoxious at times, where it kind of muffles out the home team's own fan base.
Yeah, they stop selling tables.
Yeah, and they stop selling tables. Speaking of stop selling to things, I went to the Jacksonville playoff game when we went, and they wouldn't sell any tables, and they ran out of beer. We got there Saturday. They ran out of beer. The entire wharf in Jacksonville. I've never been to Jacksonville. It's just these little strip of bars. The entire place completely ran out of beer. Drank Jacksonville dry. Tough that we lost that game.
Yeah.
Tyrod Taylor.
Right. I'm not surprised they drank him out of beer, though. I mean, that doesn't shock me in the least. I would have been drinking a blue, but they don't sell it here in San Francisco, except at the North Star, the Bills bar. That's the only place I can find it, and they just shut us back down again.
Oh man, that's crazy. Were they letting fans in the game in San Francisco when they were playing home?
Oh, they moved that game to Phoenix.
Right. But were they prior to that? Were they like any part of the year at all? No.
No.
I bet when the calendar came out prior to COVID, you're circling, oh yes, they're going to be playing here. It's going to be awesome. We're doing this. We're doing this. We're doing this.
Oh yeah, I was going to. I was going to go. Probably you guys too were thinking like Vegas.
We looked at them like, oh, they said
Tennessee, Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
they're playing Tennessee again next year though, so I'm hoping things are back normal. I will be in Tennessee, and I'm pretty sure Brian wants to go. And Dave, you look like you're ready.
Dude,
we're already best friends. So wherever we go, we're gonna meet. Oh, you're in town. Guess what we're doing? We're meeting up with Dave, and we're having some.
You also have to be a reoccurring guest now and come on and talk to us. About
absolutely.
Bill stuff.
Absolutely. Every Thursday nights we do live shows. Okay, we do live shows. You can hop on. Same thing where you hop on that little StreamYard link I sent you, and you're broadcasting to the world, brother.
It's just what we're doing right now, but it's live.
I love it. I think you guys would love to talk to my friend Gray. I was mentioning, so he's a buddy. He grew up in Orchard Park. So he literally was on O.J. Simpson's shoulders. Whether that's a good or a bad thing.
Was it while he was playing football or like?
Michael Jackson thing. But while he was playing football, and but this guy, he's hilarious. He's got a ton of stories. He grew up, he's seen it all. So if you really want a guy like even longer than me, right, who just has been through it all and lived in that area the whole time, he's funny. I'm sure I could get him on, and he would love to tell some stories.
Absolutely, we'd be more than happy to get the more the merrier. The more people that can come together. Share their passion for the Buffalo Bills. And, fun fact, if you look in Webster's dictionary under the word passion, it does say Bills Mafia under there. It does. It's, I think, the third subsection.
I 100% believe that. Absolutely. And so a new question. Okay, question for you. Can guests ask questions?
Oh, absolutely. Ask away, Dave.
All right. So, I'll tee this up this should be a very easy question. Obviously, the Patriots are garbage. They're gone. We forget those guys. Screw Boston. hell with them. The Jets, I mean, we can just laugh about them. Who perhaps might be our biggest rival coming up now in the AFC East? Any ideas?
Well, that's a little of a weighted question because I feel like that we already have the answer. So it's the Dolphins, man. We've been saying that since our second episode of the year that we think the Dolphins are contenders, and if they can get it together at quarterback, it's going to be the 90s all over again.
Yeah, exactly. 90s all over again. Where the Dolphins, they have a solid, they have a good coach. Flores is a good coach. He's a Super Bowl winning coach under Belichick, defensive minded. He has the defensive scheme. Like he's basically doing what Sean McDermott did 3 years ago. That's all he's doing.
They're a couple steps behind. They started a little later, but they're doing the same thing. They got a lot of draft capital, got rid of all their big mouth players, big contracts, and just starting fresh with a culture.
Yeah. I'm definitely I'm seeing it all. What goes around comes full circle. Sometimes. I'm excited. Do you guys live in the Miami area, or where are you exactly?
Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, Fort Lauderdale. He's more downtown Fort Lauderdale area. I'm western. I'm 10 minutes north of the Dolphin Stadium. So.
Oh, okay. So you're just a little bit north. All right. Now that's perfect. I mean,
we're in Dolphins County. Yeah,
it's Dolphins everywhere. I mean, there's definitely a bunch of Buffalo Bills supporters in South Florida. I can think of 4 Buffalo Bills backers bars that we tend to do our circuit on a Sunday. We'll do, okay, this week we're going to this bar. This week we're going to this bar. This week we're going to that bar. Okay, this one we'll grill at the house. This Sunday against the Steelers, we're going to a Steelers backers bar. So no more Bills backers. Me, Mark, my other buddy Joey, we're gonna, got to bring the wives to keep us out of trouble, keep us humble eyes, and we're gonna go in and hope we can come out there in one piece. That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, and that's how me and Brian met. Was just a Bills backers bar, and this guy's screaming at the TV. I'm looking over at the TV. I'm like, oh, that's the Bills game. So
it was pregame. I think it was preseason too.
I think they were just going over the rosters and the injury report. But yeah, it's just like I got to go over there, talk to the Bills fan. Every Bills fan I ever see, you got to say, "Go Bills!" You go find them and you talk to them.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm walking through San Francisco sometimes, and I see a guy. I'm like, "Why is this guy wearing a Bills? Like, makes no sense." I'm like, "Go Bills!" And we're like, "Go Bills!" And you slap each other's hand or whatever.
That's like universal Buffalo Bills Mafia for, hey, how are you doing? Where are you from? Whereabouts in Western New York are you from? That's all in one, that phrase right there.
It's like aloha.
Before we let you go, Dave, this weekend, we play the Steelers, okay? Hopefully we won't get beat up and we can talk about it come, Monday night to publish Tuesday for our next episode after the Steelers game. What are your predictions? What are your thoughts? What's going through your thought knowing that they just got beat by a team without a football name?
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. The Steelers, you always get a little bit afraid. Maybe you watch out, right, for a team like that just got knocked off. Their undefeated season was just ruined. They're going to come back with that little bit of extra fire. Now, that doesn't mean that the Bills are not going to come with their fire, and they're going to want to show that, hey, I don't give a shit if the Steelers have a better record than us. We can take these guys down. We can really prove it, right? The Steelers have been that one of those top teams for forever, and I think they can. I think they'll come in and they'll take them down.
By record, they are a top team, but I don't see that. I can't say they're a top team because of the teams that they beat. I mean, they beat the Browns. They're 8-3 or 8-4, and they didn't have Mayfield, Beckham, or Nick Chubb. The Ravens, I think, another winning team. They didn't have Lamar Jackson. They had their third string quarterback in. So I don't think they've played a full solid team, and they beat the Tennessee Titans by a referee bad decision. So, okay,
that was their big win.
I think the Buffalo Bills have played definitely more teams with we've had a tougher record, 100%, tenfold, and we've beaten more teams with a better record than the teams that they've beaten. So I think it's gonna be a good one. And you're absolutely right. because they lost, they're going to have that little chip on the shoulder, and they're going to come out with a little more firepower had they won again.
Yeah, no, that's you make a good point. I mean, end of the day, it's going to be a boxing match. They're going to go in there, they're going to try to beat each other up, and hopefully the Bills come out on top. I think they got obviously a really good shot at it. So I'm excited to watch the game for sure on Sunday night.
Do you have a score prediction?
Score prediction. Bills 35, Steelers 10.
Ooh.
Defense is showing up. You heard it here first. I'm breaking tables. Dave Lundy, 35-10, Buffalo Bills. 0 fucks have been given.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Watch out.
What about you, Brian?
Bills by $1 billion. We're gonna win. I think that they don't not let Josh Allen continue to improve. So we're gonna win if the ball's in Josh Allen's hands. I'm sorry, we're not gonna win with the running backs. Zach Moss, you fumbled last game. Move on, get better. You're a rookie. You'll learn from your mistakes. Singletary, okay, your second year, but we're not utilizing him as much because now we're letting Josh Allen just control that offense. And I'm with you, Dave. I'm 100% with you. We're not going to, I don't know about 35-10. I would say 42-3. Buffalo Bills are going to beat the Steelers 42-3.
I like it.
Sorry, Dave.
Oh, shit. Mark, I mean, what are you going to do with like -2 to?
Well, if Brian knows me, so I have a little more realistic of a score usually. I'm gonna go with 35-14, man.
All right. So we're scoring and we're winning.
Fine. Okay. All right.
Just a little bit more.
All right.
But what jersey are you wearing, Dave? I have to ask you. Number.
Yeah. This is going to confuse the shit out of you, right? Because you're probably like, who the hell is 84? So It's 100% dating myself. And again, like with Squish the Fish, I took my favorite things: beer, boobs, and the Buffalo Bills. I took my favorite things and I combined them together. So God rest his soul, Eddie Van Halen died. I'm a huge Van Halen fan. My favorite team, 1984. You've probably heard the album. So I got
okay.
So it's my little tribute to Eddie Van Halen and the group.
Great year. Great year. One of the most favorite years that I can never remember.
That's the year Brian was born.
Oh, that's awesome. All right on. Yeah.
waited a whole hour just to say that, Dave. Thank you.
Yeah. I teed you up perfect. So no worries on that one.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for this game. Mafia, it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be intense. We got to take that same firepower we had last week, keep the momentum going, and just show the NFL again. Let's not forget, Buffalo Bills are here to stay, and Super Bowl it is.
And we're 9-3.
And we're
9-3, baby.
9-3.
Should be 10-2, man.
Everybody, Dave Lundy, if you haven't gotten the book yet, you need to go buy it right now. Great prices on Amazon. It got to me really quick. It took about 4 days, 3 days, but that's location, whatever. It's a holiday season. Give it to a gift for a friend, family member. You're gonna love it, especially being from Buffalo. I loved it, Dave. Thank you, man. Creative genius over here. Please, you're gonna be a regular on our show because I love this persona. I love your stories, and I can't wait to hear some more, man.
Yeah, thanks, Brian, and thanks, Mark, for having me on Breaking Tables. Awesome, like an honor to be on here with you guys. Love talking about the Bills and just fun and
honors all ours.
And how we're all going to be partying at the Super Bowl one of these years. Maybe this year, who knows? I don't know, but we are just going to continue on this train, and I love it. Man,
I'm gonna change my name to Zabka the next time you see me, so you can't call me Brian anymore. It's just gonna be Zabka.
Zabka's got a lot more stories for you, by the way. There is, so you won't even believe. I seriously, go to bottomsuppublishing.com and you'll find the blog post and start reading some more about Zapka. He's
nice.
There. He's got some more stories.
That's awesome, brother. Everybody, Dave Lundy, thank you so much. Stay in touch, brother, and go Buffalo Bills.
All right.
Thank you, Dave. One thing though, Super Bowl. Second thing, we're making a movie. Third thing, partying when you come to Miami to the game. Boom. We're gonna all hang out. It's going to be
epic, fucking
awesome.
Epic.
Awesome. All right.
Awesome. Thank you, Dave. Take care. Mafia, if you guys are still listening, love you very much. This is Brian.
This is Mark.
Take care.
See you.
And Dave. Breaking Tables podcast every Tuesday, except for this week of the Monday night's game. Love you. Bye-bye.